Hello.
Yep. Is my audio and stuff good?
You're a little quiet. I can turn it up a little bit. Say something?
Hi.
Yeah, we're good.
Great.
Awesome. Okay, so how's it going? Maybe you could do a quick intro for the stream. Just say
Uh,
your tag, where you're from, how long you've been playing, and your goals for the game.
My tag is Zad. I'm a Fox player from Idaho. I've been playing like 3 years, but only going to tournaments like one. And my current
How
goal
many
is I
years
want
you
to
say
get,
you're playing? Three?
yeah, like three.
Okay.
And then I want to get ranked second in Idaho by like the end of the year.
Okay. Who's first?
Newt.
Who?
Newt. He's like way better than everyone else in Idaho. So
Ah, okay. All right. So what are we going over today? I see you posted the slippies, so I'll download those right now.
I feel like I have a lot of problems. Uh, my one of the things is I feel like every time I enter a tournament, I run into a matchup I forgot existed.
I feel you on that.
But the things I linked were all games which I just don't even know how I could have won them.
Mm-hmm.
This
Huh.
one was tragic.
Okay. So, the screen share is working, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are all three of these Fox Marth?
No, this one's there's a Marth, Falcon, and Fox, I think.
Okay. So, you are you fine starting with the Marth one?
Yeah, that's good.
And are you just looking for kind of like general advice, or
I feel like I don't know what I should be working on.
okay, perfect. All right, let's just take a look. See how it starts. Okay, doesn't look too bad so far. The few errors, small ones, but overall it looks pretty good. That was a good up smash. Okay, good
And
between stocks too. What's up?
there's also like an asterisk on this one. The connection's like 100 ping or something.
Okay. Yeah, if anything comes up that you want to mention, feel free. I'm just kind of like looking over the basics right now. Nice. Okay. Okay. So far you haven't actually like you've done things that weren't as good as they could be, but you haven't done anything like irrational. So that's a good sign.
Okay.
Like it all seems like pretty solid overall. There's a few mistakes, but hmm. Okay. Yeah, all this is pretty good. Honestly,
It,
it's nothing.
things start going bad pretty quick soon.
Okay. Yeah, like all this is good. I think you could be a little faster. Your tech skills a
Yeah,
little. You're a little slow, like moving out of moving out of stuff. But your decision making seems totally fine. Like your move choices and stuff.
I definitely feel
Mm.
like I get run over a lot by faster people.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. 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 I see. Wow. Huh.
Yeah, this one I linked this because I feel like I just lost everything. I don't know what I did wrong, and it's all gone.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes what you did wrong is just what like like there's no huge general thing you did wrong because like this is fine. I think like um it'd be nice if you accuracy was like a little bit better with this drill. It looks like you kind of went for like an overshoot on it, which makes sense, but then like your response to this is like very slow. Like notice how, because here's the thing is like I feel like what's happening here is like based on what I've seen so far is like I think you have a generally fairly good approach to the game, which is good because that's the hardest part is getting like a decent approach. Like I can tell you are honestly trying to play the game. You're not trying to cheese them. You're trying to make correct decisions. So that's a good start. I think it's kind of like how when you play, like when you're trying to learn how to play a certain piece of music or something like that, you have to play the piece of music slower, and then you speed up to playing at the normal speed. Sometimes that'll help out. And what it feels like is you're kind of at that stage where you've kind of slowed down the real game to a level that you're comfortable. Well, it's like a speed that you're comfortable with, and you're playing correctly or fairly correct at that level or that speed. That pace maybe I should say. But I think that just to start off, like the suggestions of where to maybe go, I think my guess is that anytime you try to play a little bit faster, your decision making kind of just goes out the window. And then you're like, oh man, like what am I doing just pressing buttons? I need to like play smart. And then you go back to playing smart, which is slow. So I think what you can start with is situations where you can be where being fast is always the right decision. That's what I should say. So there are certain spots where being fast is always right, no matter what, and you can kind of just get started with those and then slowly add in more speed, because like speed isn't just like, you know, how fast you can nair over and over or how good your wavelands are or whatever. It's a lot of times it's like there are very specific points in the game where speed is incredibly critical, and those are the spots where you should start. So like for instance, like right here after this drill, so you hit the L cancel, which is good. Right here you need to be moving instantly every time out of every aerial. It doesn't matter what it actually matters less what you do. It matters more that you do it immediately. Aerial into wait is like the worst option in Melee.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you know, but like dashing out of lag is a 2-frame window. So you actually can get frame perfect dashes out of every aerial pretty reliably. I think it was really good of you not to shine here actually, because you noticed that Marth was going to be too far away. So that's what I'm talking about, where this is good decision making. But then once you land, you have to do something immediately, no matter what it is. Like you could dash away and then come back in. You can full hop away. You can full hop over Marth. You can short hop at him. You can dash at him. You can shield. Honestly, you can even like up tilt. Maybe not against Marth really, because he'll just dash back and grab you or whatever. But like the idea is you just need to be doing something immediately every time, because these like 13 frames or something like that, like it puts you behind on frames. Like it's kind of like the light turns green and you wait 10 seconds. You know, that's the equivalent of just kind of like you can just go when the light turns green in this case, and it doesn't really matter what you do, you just have to do something.
Right. It's like how I can tech chase people on unranked who are bad but not like good players.
What do you mean by that?
There. Like they like sit there for like a solid 10 frames or whatever, and you can
like after they tech in place or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's extra stun frames, or like extra, like in this case, because you didn't do anything out of that down air, it's like the equivalent of the down air having like 13 more frames of lag, because you didn't immediately start your next action. So that's like a good way to think of it, of like, man, the heat is on. It's not even cold today. One sec, I have to close my window. So, alright, let's move on and let's look at a couple other situations here. But my guess is this type of thing repeats a little bit. This wave dash back in is... I think this wave dash back in is actually not that bad when you're on a stage where you can wave dash back wave shine Marth. But on this stage, even if you wave dash back shine, he'll just go to the edge. So, something small.
I go for a lot of wave dash back up tilts, which I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, it's a little risky. Wave dashing towards your opponent in general is something that should kind of be a little bit like, it's kind of like an advanced thing or kind of like a nuanced thing. Like, I would say, like, probably just take that out of your gameplay, like, for a while. Like,
Even against, like,
entirely.
Even against, like, Falcon?
No. I think doing it against Falcon's okay. I mean, I'm more talking about this matchup.
Okay.
Okay, so you get the good angle here. Then you miss the tech chase on the get-up attack. It happens. Okay. That run-up down tilt was so good. The shine was good. You got to be really careful when you're edge guarding Marth in general. Like, the top priority of edge guarding Marth at any point, and it ends up killing you later in the game, is you can't let Marth pass you. Like, it's better to let Marth grab the edge and recover than it is to let him pass you. Because, you know, Marth is kind of bad off the edge. He's not very good off the edge, but what he's really good is edge guarding if you give him a chance. So when you're kind of going for stuff like this, where, like, he has the ability to go over you at all, you're creating, like, a risk where he could have just killed you. And he does later in the game for, like, a very similar situation. Okay, and that was a great up smash. That was a fantastic up smash. And great between stocks. Like, this light shield, shield drop, light shield thing is very good. Okay. Slightly missed the tech chase. Happens. Good defense. This is a little bit, like, this is definitely a spot where you should, like, disengage. Like, because it's just kind of awkward. He's already in the corner. You can just get to center. But by going for this, you open up, you know, you could have gotten dash grab or anything like that. This Nair is approaching from too far away. Like this, you're not going to hit him with anything like that. He's not even there. Even stuff like this, where, like, right here, like, you'll do this up air, and this is totally a fine up air. But then, look, like, you're just chilling for, like, 6 frames or something before you jump. And if you had not waited those 6 frames, like, let's see where you are. 6 frames. Okay, wait. Oop. Let's see. You're actionable. Okay, so we go. Okay, so you're actionable here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you waited, like, I think 5 frames or 6. So let's say you do this up air, but Marth is here. You know, you would have hit him because you were 6 frames or 5 frames faster. So these small changes in timing, like just not being quick enough out of these aerials, you end up playing like an entirely different game than the one that exists. Where if you did this up air, full hop up air, which was a great decision, honestly, it was a good decision to do it. It was just a little slow, and you'll start getting all these like false negatives where, like, if I did this and I was you and I didn't think about this timing, I would do this and be like, oh, he was too high. Why didn't I, you know, short hop double jump for the up air? You know, and I would start adjusting my decision making when it wasn't the decisions that were wrong at all. It was just the speed here. So then this is okay, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Grab edge. Okay, you assumed he was gonna fast fall past you, I guess? Interesting, okay. The edge guarding could definitely be a little bit better. Yeah, see this thing where you let him get past you? This is not advisable. You end up in this really awkward spot because of it. And you managed to clean it up, which was good, but, like, Just in general, you got to avoid that. So much of the game is just not getting reversaled, like getting good positions and then being like, okay, no matter if even I mess up or do anything wrong, I still can't get completely reversed out of this, because getting reversed, it happens to you on your third stock, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Great up tilt. I honestly would have spot dodged shine here and then gotten nothing. So it's good presence of mind to do the up tilt. Oh, see, like right here though, it's like this is so clearly like just like a tech skill issue. Like you hit him with this nair, and your brain is like, oh yeah, perfect up tilt, right? But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then you up tilt. 20 frames later. And it's like, hey, if you had up tilted 20 frames earlier, right here, you would have just comboed him and probably taken the stock, you know? So it's just like a speed thing a lot of times. Okay, good edge guard. And good Marth killer. Okay, so this is where it all starts to go south. So you made a few small mistakes earlier, but then I think this is kind of where it starts going bad. Okay, that's kind of acceptable, I think. Oh, or even like this, like, okay, I'm not, like, this isn't, like, completely slow or anything, but it's a little bit slow. And I'm not even sure it's from the landing that you're slow. It's just, I can tell it's slow. Okay, so you fast fall correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. You dash on the perfect frame. And then you full hop. Oh, maybe you just couldn't make it there or something. It feels like you'd be able to make it. Not sure. Something you can kind of do in these situations is drift forward a little bit right here, like while you fast fall, and it might have given you just a little bit of an edge. I actually don't think this was necessarily your fault, but like somehow Cody would have gotten the next up here.
Yeah.
Somehow. I guarantee I can feel it. But I don't.
Can I drift in on reaction? Do I like know he's going that way already?
Well, you know, Fox's up air doesn't you know, like it's kind of directional. It doesn't send straight up, right? It sends kind of forward. And so you can kind of see which side he's going to be on and then try to follow on that side a little bit. I think one thing you probably could have just done to improve right here is just do the up air a little bit higher up, like kind of overextend it a little bit. You might have gotten clipped by this side B, but I think it's still better to go for that than this one. But it's small, not a big deal. So this was good, but then this is your critical error, because you're at 3 stock 0 and he's at 1 stock 62. There's no, like, if this was reversed and you were at 1 stock 62 and he was at 3 stock 0 and he was in this position, I would not be upset at you for going for this shine, because it's almost like a desperate shine. It's like, come on, please just die. But like, you don't have to risk your life ever. You're chilling. You can just stay on stage and wall him out, and you would never ever lose this game from this position. So that was just a bad edge guard where you got reversal and you died at 0 for it. And then, yeah, this combo is entirely from a tech skill error on your end, too. Like, you just miscalculated your double jump nair. And honestly, I know that versus, like, spacies and stuff like that, these types of, like, it's really tempting here to be like, oh, well, you know, I'll do, like, the versus spacey thing, like this nair or whatever. But this is just not, like, a thing in this matchup. Like, if you get this weak nair, you're not going to get a follow-up on Marth ever. Against Marth right here, just full hop, double jump, strong back air, and just do the edge guard. Like, it's like you almost, like, you tried to get, like, fancy with multiple edge guards, and that kind of costs you. And then, yeah, you're going to get killed like this. So it was just like, you got hit off a tech skill error, and then he shield poke tippers, and he's like, yeah, I'm a Marth main, I'm sick. And it's just like, dude. So, like, a lot of that was just, obviously you can be a lot faster out of your landings, and just be a little bit cleaner on your, like, positioning and movement in general, like with your intentionality of, like, where you're going to be like after an aerial, and like just sort of knowing like, oh, after this up air I'm gonna do this full hop up air or whatever, rather than like I'm gonna do this thing and then I'll react to what he does and then do it. Like I've actually been going over this with a few people lately, which is like when you land an aerial in a combo, like let's say you land an up air and you're gonna combo, you should just move preemptively before you can react. Like you should kind of guess which way they're gonna go and just move preemptively and then confirm it. It's a really, really, really common mistake for people to hit their opponent. I am a huge struggler with this mistake too, because I it's just kind of the way I learned the game, and it's taken a lot to kind of rewire that, of like getting the combo hit, react to DI, then move, and it's just too slow. You're gonna you end up playing a kind of a fake game where you're too slow to cover anything, you know? Okay. What are your thoughts on that? I'll get to pull up the next Slippy.
Yeah. How do I practice this stuff, right? Do I just like super intentionally think about it while I like play on rank?
Yeah, okay, so part of it is definitely that. Like, I think, like, play a few sessions with the explicit purpose of, like, every time I get a hit, I am going to move out of this hit as fast as humanly possible. And, like, out of every aerial. Like, after, even if you whiff an aerial, you should try to dash immediately after the aerial.
Okay.
And as just, like, a general rule. Like, it's, because what it is that so much of Melee it's not as much about, like, people kind of misunderstand what practice is. Like, your brain does so much stuff. Like, all these things in these matchups and stuff your brain is doing, a lot of it isn't stuff that you consciously implemented, right? And that's true for everyone. A lot of it is just stuff that works. Like, you did it at one point and it worked, and your brain was like, oh yeah, it works, and then you just did it every time for the rest of, you know, your career without really thinking about it. That's just kind of how human brains work. And so a lot of practice or training is just knowing something is good and forcing yourself to use it until it works out for you. So, like, you might play unranked and try using this, and you might be struggling, but you just need to keep doing it until, like, at least like one time an hour when you're starting out, you'll just do an up air, dash immediately, get an up air you've never hit before, and then dash immediately and hit like another, like a shine or something you've never hit before in terms of speed. And once you just hit it like once or twice, your brain will go, oh man, like I want that candy again, you know? And then your brain will just learn it for you. So you just have to be like, I know this is good, and I'm gonna keep doing it until something works out nicely for me, and then I'll remember. That's what I've found is the most successful way to do it.
Okay.
And you can practice it in like Uncle Punch also, or do like exercise or whatever. And I think those are reasonably helpful, but I think that's more to help you with like the actual button pressing, and less so that like your brain wants to do this, you know?
Right. I feel like I've fallen into like a similar trap, like trying to do something which I think is really good. Like, I'm like, I bet I could punish Fox full hop. And then I just try to do that for every Fox full hop, and I get mad.
Well, you have to figure out whether something is legit good or not, you know? So, like, punishing Fox full hop in the Ditto is not a common occurrence. Like, especially on non-FD stages. Like, you can get the full hop, but it needs to be a super predictable full hop. You definitely can't punish every full hop. And I think, like, a good place to start is kind of just copying what the good players do. Like, obviously that's not going to get you everything you want, but I think, like, kind of just looking at top player VODs and being like, well, what do they do to beat up this character? Are they punishing every full hop? And, you know, if the answer is no, it's probably not a good thing. And as you kind of get better and you get more experience, and you get more experience at a higher level, your kind of intuition and like reasoning about like what makes a good option good or bad it's a lot easier to kind of intuit stuff like that or figure it out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so let's check this Falcon game and see what's going on here. I've played Pantera before. He's pretty good. Okay, so this is... Let me see what happens here. Oh. Okay, so the standing laser messed you over from, like, the very first second of the game, but, it's okay. Don't be afraid to... Like... There's a lot of things you should not be afraid to do here. So there's a few things. So first of all, don't be afraid to dash in and shield this. Dash in shield against Falcon there, if he's drifting forward, is like extremely powerful. A lot of times you can get a shield grab or like a wave shine at a shield type setup. If you're not gonna go for that, I think it just doesn't make sense to dash in here and not shield. Like, your options were basically like go to ledge and ledge dash, kind of gamble and try to full hop over him, which does work quite a bit at low percent to just get to center, or dash in shield, and you didn't really do either of those. You kind of got stuck in the corner, but all of this is somewhat the consequence of just the first missed grounded lasers. So that's not a big deal. Something about this sequence doesn't feel intentional. Something about this feels like you're kind of... So... Yeah, so this is like an accidental forward air, right?
Probably.
Yeah, there's that wave dash back getting you a little bit. Before you wave dash back, you just have to be aware that he hasn't already jumped. Like that, you know? Like, you can definitely react to this nair and not do the wave dash back. But the wave dash back you're doing is fine as long as he hasn't already jumped. Oh, yeah, dude, this stuff is killing you. I actually think this is, like, your biggest issue. Is, like, first of all, it's like when you hit this up tilt, so you know you're gonna hit this, or it looks like you probably assume you're gonna hit this. Like, you kind of have to just work off of, like, yeah, it's gonna hit, because then when you're right here, you're a little slow on this up air, but you manage to get it, and then this is the killer right here. This 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frames before you do this, and then now you're too slow. Whereas, like, if you were a little faster, you can just kill him off of this. And the combination of all these little slow moments, it will seriously, seriously add up. And you would be surprised at how much, like, I don't know, people feel like a lot of times, I think, like, somebody will have a similar problem to this, and they'll kind of get the impression, like, yeah, but, like, these are little things. Like, I kind of want the big things. And it's kind of like, well, a lot of times these seemingly small things add up, and they change your whole perspective on the game, because so many times when you hit someone you can't follow up, and it just completely changes, like, the way the game has to be looked at from your perspective. So it's more major than you might realize. Just gonna see. I don't think you were super slow on this or anything, but I'm kind of curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still too slow, because that you would have definitely gotten that if you were 5 frames faster. Okay, that was move choice. Yeah, your Falcon matchup definitely looks a little bit weaker than your Marth matchup in terms of, like, your game plan and stuff like that. One thing is that I like to keep in mind against Falcon, and this is more of like a general thing against Falcon compared to, like, your specific issues, but I do notice you're kind of missing it, is that basically if you are dashing on the ground, Falcon actually can't hit you with any rising aerials. He dashing or crouching. He has no move that'll actually hit you in a way that like you can't react to immediately. The only exception is run up grab. And so
Right.
basically the sort of consensus among top players about how to play the Falcon matchup, at least among people who know the matchup, is you want if you are going to lose to Falcon as Fox, you want to lose from him super hard reading you with a grab over and over. That's kind of like the way to tell you're doing it right is if you his only openings were like run up grab because then it's just him super hard reading you in neutral. What you don't want to let them get away with is these kind of just fishing nairs. Like they love every Falcon in the world does this, and it's literally a losing situation, but it's just been kind of the way Falcon has been played for so long. Anytime Falcon does a short hop nair, you can see the nair happening and shield and literally never be hit by it ever, as long as you are grounded. So, like,
I feel like I know this, but I just it doesn't feel like you get anything when you just shield a thousand Falcon aerials.
well, you're not going to get something off of all of them. So, basically, this is the concept of, like, even or better, where your number one goal against every character is to negate what they are doing. That is just the way it is. If you can negate everything the opponent does, their character is worthless. Like, if you are a Fox and you are fighting a Bowser on Hyrule Temple, they literally can't touch you. You can just run away the entire game. And therefore you have completely invalidated anything they want to do. So, but you're like, well, then I'm at 0 and he is at 0. That's just a timeout. And it's like, yeah, but he can't do anything to you. Whereas you can start planning on ways to getting him. So it's like, a lot of times at a high level, it'll be like, react to a Falcon aerial and dodge it. React to a Falcon aerial and shield it. React to another Falcon aerial and shield it. React to another Falcon aerial, but this time you dashed in and you get the shine out of shield and you kill Falcon. Now that doesn't seem like too bad of a deal to me.
Yeah.
So this is exactly actually how Fox's full hop works in the Ditto, because you were mentioning that. Is like Fox does a full hop, you can't punish it, so you just leave. You just continually keep it even. He does another full hop, you keep it even. He does another full hop. You keep it even. Then he does another full hop, but this time he full hop nairs across the stage at you, and you go, aha! And you just up smash it out of the air, and you tech chase him, and you win. That is so much of this game. And so you don't have to be like, he's doing a nair, why can't I punish this nair? He will do nairs that you can punish. The important thing is to keep yourself safe and never get hit by a nair like this. Because it's giving him a stock without having a good neutral win.
Okay.
Does this make sense? If you have a question, feel free to say it.
Yeah, I think I've like tried to play like that before, but then I like mess up and I don't react on time and I like get frustrated and I just go back to playing the way I usually play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that's the thing is like if you can't find a way to give your brain positive feedback, your brain will throw it out and go back to whatever was working before. So
Okay.
I think instead of trying to play like that as like a style, it has to be solved one thing at a time. So for instance, you can play the match and be like, I don't care what's going to happen. I'm not going to get hit by a single Falcon nair, you know? And just try to play like that for a little bit. But don't be like, I am going to play the even or better style. Like, even or better is more of like a mindset and like a result rather than like, oh, I'll just play even or better. And then you play like that and you do it, you know? It's something that has to be kind of built up. So it's a step-by-step process, and it starts with protecting yourself from moves. And this is also like what Kalindi says when he talks about Fox. Is he says he doesn't care how much a move succeeds, he cares how much it gets punished. And that's why he likes that full hop backflip stuff, because he's like, well, it hits like 1 out of 10 times, but it gets punished 0 out of 10 times, which means I'm guaranteed to win. And that's just like an overall concept that like that will guide you in a general direction of like, first try to protect yourself from stuff, then try to look for ways that you can punish it. Because if you're just looking for punishes and you're getting hit, it's not gonna end well. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's keep watching here. Yeah, it's like none of these nairs should hit. Like, and some of these nairs, when you shield, like this nair, if you just shielded this nair right at this moment, this is a free shine out of shield. But then, like, if you shield... Oh, it's like, oh, I went back too far. So, like, let's say he does this nair, and let's say you shield this nair. Like, you dash back and you shield this nair. And then you're not in a great position, and you just, like, from this spot, you wave dash over here, shine up B, ledge dash, and then he goes back to center. So you took a nair that he wanted to hit you with, and you didn't give him anything out of it. And your action basically ended up the same, but I was just saying, for instance, if you had decided to shield every nair, you know? And so this was a totally fine decision to dash out of the corner. And you get your 1 laser, which is super important for the up smash, which you do know. So this was good. But if you were just messing around and you're like, I'm going to shield every nair, and then you shield right here, then you get a shine out of shield and you get the punish, even though the first nair wasn't going to give you it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, a little execution test. Never spot dodge in the corner against Captain Falcon.
Yeah, I spot dodged a lot in this set.
It's just like a hard rule that nobody can follow. I do this. I spot dodge there too. It's really difficult to not. Okay, decent combo, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of this like fall on him with the nair thing. I would have preferred you just strong back air this as soon as possible, but you made it work. Bad reaction on the tech chase. Great down tilt. Yeah, that. Like, you're kind of going for these, like, fancy weak hit things, but, like, you're not really good enough at, like, just normal hitting yet to really do that. So, like, right after this down tilt, I would just either up air or back air this as fast as I can. Okay, up smash. Okay, that's good. Okay, good. See, okay, look at this. How many nairs has he thrown out? 1 nair. 2 nair, 3 nair. Oh, 3rd nair got punished. Although you didn't hit the punish, but like that's the idea. Is like that nair doesn't need to be punished. That one doesn't need to be punished. That one got him. You know. Okay, getting caught in the scramble a little bit. Nice shield grab. That's that run up shield I was talking about. Careful of the up tilt. Yeah, he's just throwing out these nairs. I'm getting mad just watching. I get mad anytime I play against a Falcon who nairs like that. Which is all of them, but... Okay. Let's see. Okay, we got 20 minutes left. Okay, what are your thoughts on this Falcon game? Do you want me to go on to the next one, or do you want me to stick on this for a little bit? Like, do you have any other questions about Falcon, or thinking about the matchup, or anything like that?
No, I feel like I didn't really... I felt like whatever he was doing was not letting me play my game plan in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of it in this game, it looks like it's just you need to defend against Nair better. What is your game plan against Falcon?
Just the up tilt. Like,
Okay.
either I up tilt or I Nair at him.
Okay. That's not bad. Like, stuff like this full hop Nair is just not very good. Running Shine is pretty bad against Falcon. I don't really recommend it. He can kind of like there's just like this thing about Falcon where like he can just stomp it and no matter what. So like he could just have randomly like if you were playing Wizzy, he probably would have like back jump stomped somehow here and killed you. The up tilt is not a bad plan, but you might be over relying on it a little too much. I think the dash dance, like the dash dance shield stuff, will help you a lot. Like in a situation like this, like if, and yeah, the full hop nair is not really the plan. It seems like you really feel pressured to like make something happen here, because like this isn't like Falcon doing this double jump action like right here. This doesn't necessarily like nothing is happening. So when you choose to do this nair, it's basically based off of zero information. It's purely a gamble. And so notice, like, what does he do? Why does he win this situation? And it's like, well, he's here. He's like, well, maybe Fox will come in to punish my landing. And you start running in. So he just dashes back, and then he's like, oh, sick, free opening. And then he just hits you. But then sometimes he does stupid knees like this and gets away with it for no reason. Like that. Oh, and you got the trade there. Actually, a totally fine trade for you, but still. Yeah, this is just too slow. So you miss out on the thing. Looks like you missed your up tilt. Yeah, I think playing a little bit more defensive in this matchup would help out a lot. And just trying to protect yourself, like, because, like, basically what you want is you want someone to need to be a genius to hit you. That is, like, your goal, is, like, and that's, so, like, think about, like, the way Zane plays it. We all know Zane is insane at this game. And Mango's always talking about, if you do normal things against Zane, he murders you. Doing anything, like, by the book and standard gets obliterated. And so that is kind of like what you need is like if your opponent tries something really stupid like this double jump stomp, you should just never, ever, ever, ever get hit by it. Not that like, oh, you're bad because you got hit by it. But like your goal should be, I should never get hit by this. Because like he should need to do something good to hit you. He right here, he just did something awful, and he got his free opening, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." It's like no, like he didn't actually do anything good. So and like right here, you know, he goes for this bad side B. That shouldn't hit in the first place, you know. So a lot of it is, and the same thing was happening against Marth, where like you seem like you're making generally good decisions, but you're not putting enough energy into protecting yourself from your opponent. Like if you're getting hit by this, you will lose to every Falcon on Earth. Like if you're getting hit by this nair, like this is a really bad nair, and this should just end up with Falcon dead from a wave shrine out of shield every time. But instead, it ends up with you dying from a double knee, and the dynamic of the game has completely changed from this seemingly small interaction. And now it's 4-2 instead of 3-3. Over aggressive jab a little bit. The jab at high percent is a good idea, but the thing people miss is that you need to kind of camp with the jab. Like the jab is there so that they are scared of the jab range, not so you can like get in their face and jab a bunch of times, because that's just going to get you shield grabbed eventually.
I definitely don't know how to kill Falcon at high percent.
You can up throw up air.
I guess. Grab just seems so risky.
Yeah, but I mean, you can get it from like a shield grab and stuff like that. I'm not saying you should like raw grab him. Okay, yeah. So I think that's kind of the point of this game. And I definitely noticed it a bit from the Marth game, too, is like these two things of like protect yourself more than thinking about hitting the opponent. Protect, like you want to hit the opponent, obviously. But if like while you're thinking of your clever strategy to murder them, they just hit you and win, you never get to do your smart stuff. Which is like what you were saying. You feel like you didn't get to do your game plan, right? And the reason you didn't get to do your game plan is because he was hitting you before you did anything. But he wasn't hitting you with like sick pressure. He's just throwing out moves and you're letting him hit you. So that's kind of on you. If you can prevent him from hitting you with dumb stuff, it'll be like a whole different game.
Okay.
Because that is like, so like, yeah, like if I'm being honest, that is like the, if I was like playing you, I would be playing you and I'd be like, oh, it seems like he's paying attention. And I'd be like, but he just keeps kind of getting hit by moves. And then I would literally never think about your brain ever again. I would just be like, I mean, if I just aerial in, he gets hit more often than not. And so, and you would be like, I can't get a read on this guy. He's all over the place. And it's like, yeah, because I'm not thinking. I'm not engaged in a conversation with someone who gets hit before the conversation is even underway.
I think that exact thing has happened when I've ran into you on unranked.
Like, what do you mean?
Like you just like start throwing stuff at me.
Yeah, I mean that's what I would do. That I would
That's
literally.
what you do.
That's what I would do. I would do that, and I would never think about it again. And I would, and like if you stayed at this level, I would just beat you for years without ever once having a meaningful interaction with you. And that's what I want to fix, because if you have to keep yourself safe, because once people are like, well, I threw out 4 dumb things, and all 4 missed, even if they didn't get punished for it, they start getting a little scared. Because then what if they throw out 6 bad things, and the 6th one they get punished, and they still haven't hit you yet? All you need to do is prove to someone, I will not get hit by random stuff. And they go, okay, well then I guess I gotta hit you with crazy stuff, you know? Or not even crazy stuff. I have to hit you with smart stuff. And you go, oh, smart stuff? Well, I'm smarter. And then you actually get to play the game with your brain. And I can tell you're trying to play the game with your brain, but you're not getting to that point because people, and like you said, you feel like people run you over, right? It's that same thing.
Also, like people who just grab, I lose to people who like just do one move sometimes. And it makes me so mad.
Like you're saying, like people will just run up, grab, and grab you out of every dash dance and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of that is so people can do that, but once you drill them for it one time and kill them out of it, they're not going to keep doing it.
Some people keep doing it.
Then you can
all they know.
Then you can keep drilling it and keep killing them and force dock them every game.
It feels like then they just do like a slightly different dash dance.
But see, then that means they're outplaying you.
Okay.
Because if they're doing the same thing, you can just counter it and kill it. Okay, so this is actually a whole separate issue. Okay, I've done like whole lessons on this concept, so I'll try to keep it brief. But basically, there's a certain level of play which is like, I'm gonna do my dumb thing every time, and you're like, no way, every time, and they're like, yeah, every time. This is my one dumb thing that I do every single time, and I never ever ever stop. And then you go, okay, fine, I will counter your stupid dumb thing. And then they go, haha, but here's my super secret slight mix-up on my one dumb thing that I do, which is what you're talking about, where they get you. And what that means is that you're kind of falling into their pace. Like, you're letting them dictate the way the match works. And the truth is you can just beat people like that by playing generally solid. It's best to not think about it too hard. Maybe if you're in tournament and it's last stock, maybe you can think about it a little bit. But, like, if you generally play well, those types of, like, you know, those types of players, you never really see them very far in bracket, right? Like, at least in, majors. But then, like, there's a reason for that. And it's because they're losing to Joe Schmo 24, who's just naring at them over and over. Or, like something like that. And it's like, it's kind of like something you don't really need to occupy yourself with. Like, if you play generally solid, those types of styles will just lose. And if somebody keeps doing the same thing, you can just, like, what I like to do is, like, somebody does the same option like 3 times in a row, I will hard counter it the 4th time, but then the fifth time, I'll make it look like I'm gonna hard counter it, and then just see what they do. And I'll kind of do that if I've already decided to hard counter their stupid thing. But I just want to tell you right now, don't worry about it too much. Like, it's kind of like the people, and they're like, what do I do against the Puff who does nothing but wave dash 6 times across the stage and grabs? You know, I get intimidated and I lose, and it's like, just get better at fundamentals. Like, eventually you'll just get good enough that those types of people just lose.
Okay.
But the important thing is to not fall into their pace unless you are very good at abusing that type of thing. So I would just say, in general, don't think about it too hard. I think just getting generally better at protecting yourself and kind of keeping the game even will help. Because a lot of times, like, okay, so like for instance, like there's not to like hate on him or anything, but there's like a player in SoCal, and he didn't really do it recently, but he used to. A player called Nut, and he plays Sheik. And anytime you hit his shield, he tries to short hop nair out of shield. And so eventually what I started doing is I just do shine double shine on his shield. I like shine JC shine, and then I double jump away. And it creates a situation where, like, if he does his dumb nair, I hit him with the shine, with the second shine. And if he doesn't do the dumb nair, I'm pretty safe. And I can just kind of do that, and like really often he'll still go for that bad nair, and then he just dies out of it. So there are ways to structure around it, but I just would rather you focus on the real game and not get sidetracked by people with like one note styles. Okay. Wait, so you're
White Fox.
White Fox, okay. And I know Steech too. Steech is actually not bad, so it'll be a good metric. Oh no, come on, you got an up air there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's always an up air. So 99 times out of 100 when someone has an issue in the Fox Ditto, it's because they don't empty full hop enough. And I'm already kind of seeing that here. Yeah, too much short hop. Short hop is not that good in the Fox Ditto. Full hop is kind of your friend. Like, look at this full hop. This full hop was super good. So when you're doing these dash attacks and when you're doing these short hops and honestly even a lot of dash dances, it opens you up to chaos. And chaos sort of gets in the way of the whole even or better thing. Chaos sort of makes it like win or lose. And I don't like win or lose. I like win or even. And so when you do like a full hop like this is the reason why these full hops are so good. And I'll kind of get into it. So remember, with this dash attack you just did, he could have killed you in like 50 different ways. So like if you did this dash attack where you're just kind of hard reading, there's no information that's causing you to do this dash attack. It's really funny he does the same one. He could shield this, up smash, he can dash dance grab, he can full hop over it, he can do any manner of things that would kill you for it. And you can't react to anything, you're stuck in this big animation for a long time, you're not able to protect yourself from anything in particular, and that's why it's not very good. But let's take this full hop. At this point in the full hop, the only thing he could have done to hit you is full hop himself and back air you out of the peak of this arc. And that's like a super hard read because he has to early aerial. And so if you didn't full hop and he does full hop instant early aerial, you'll just be able to punish this and kill him. So he's not going to really want Foxes aren't going to like full hop instant aerial read you very often. It'll happen every now and then, but just keep in mind that if they did that same read and you didn't full hop, they would have died. So it's super strong because he doesn't have anything that hits you. And also keep in mind, let's say he dash attacks, you punish it. He short hop aerials, you punish it. He does a full hop himself, even. He dashes back, even. He dashes under you to try to punish you for this full hop. Double jump to platform, mostly even. basically even. It's very hard to punish Fox up here in the Ditto, so it's an even situation. And so this full hop, instead of creating like, if it hits I win, if it misses I have this risk, this risk, this risk, and this risk. It's like I full hop and I have one risk, like 9 positive cases, and the rest of any situation in the game that he chooses is even. And that is really, really nice comparatively. And notice he can't punish it. But then when you're dead,
about, like,
yes.
Early, like, full hop, early nair, like, drift all the way back. I feel like it's super hard to punish that.
Full hop, early nair, drift back. You're saying that he would do, or you would do?
Yeah, like, I feel like that's just an option, right? Which I can't really punish it if
yeah. No, you can do that. I do that all the time. Full hop, drift back nair, and you mix it up with full hop, drift in nair, and full hop, full drift nair, and you mix up the different fast falls, and then you mix up that with. So the thing is the early aerial is not bad, but I want you to understand that it is like the B game from this empty jump. Like the full hop nair fade back, that type of stuff is good, but this is like incredible triple S tier good. So like,
isn't that like a safe way to challenge the empty full hop?
No. Well, he can't. So you're saying like if he hard read you and then did full hop nair fade back here?
Yeah.
It's not safe because he's the problem with those aerials, the reason why they're not quite as good is that, like, let's say instead of this you did like waveland on the platform or something, or any other option. There's just a lot of ways in which the early aerial, because you're not actionable, can put you out of position. And if he is also, Fox's full hop is not actually reactable until the peak of the full hop. So he can't, like, this is actually around the frame that he can react. So he can't like see you up here and then full hop nair, because your falling nair would beat his rising nair. Does that make sense? He would have to read the exact timing of you full hopping and doing this nair, and by doing that, he also exposes himself to you maybe reading him, or like if let's say you full hop and then the opponent runs in and up smashes underneath you to try to catch your landing, you can double jump away. But if you full hop nair and you fully committed to holding out this nair and the enemy Fox dashes in and up smashes, you're going to trade a weak nair with an up smash, which most of the time doesn't really work out. So those full hop fade back nairs are like, they're okay, but this is like 20,000 times stronger.
I feel like I don't always know like what's reactable.
Like in what sense? Like what stuff?
Just anything, like whether you can react to normal get up versus get up attack on a side plat, like all that stuff. I feel like I can't tell.
Well, yeah, nobody can tell by looking at it. You have to learn. I would have to do something like go into 20xx, and do it. So like if I do this, what I would do. Actually, you can also do it in like the music is way too loud.
I hear your sound.
Okay, but basically, like I could. Let me see. What's the best way to do it? Like, yeah, basically, like I could just go. I could go into here and then set up a Fox, and then just basically turn on frame by frame. And then do a replay. Like, do you know how to use replays at all?
Only on Uncle Punch.
Okay, let's just do Uncle Punch then. And Uncle Punch's task stuff isn't quite as good, but basically, you can. So there's 2 ways to test it. One way is by like looking at the frames and going frame by frame. So yeah, you can go frame by frame and kind of look at it and be like, okay. And I usually just like assume my reactions are like 15-ish frames, because there's so many situations happening that like a lot of times you're not using like your maximum perfect reaction time.
Yeah.
And I'll go in and I'll look at things frame by frame and just kind of see like what frame each thing is done on. But then like you can also do stuff with a replay like this. So let's say I do this, and I save the positions, and then I do... So I'll do this, and then I do save this position, and I'll do record, and I do the get up attack, and then I go to slot 2, and I do a regular get up. And then I'll go to playback, and then here's me, and I, like, will just keep resetting it. Oops. Yeah, I'll just reset it, and then see if I can react. You know? Okay, this is wrong. It should be random. And then this. Oh, and then auto. Oops, wait. I don't know why it's not doing the auto reset. But basically, you can get it to...
I think you can just
Why is it
press
not doing...
left on the D-pad to
Yeah,
reset.
but sometimes that doesn't reset the random state on the one I have. I don't know why it's not doing the other one. Well, that's the get up attack. Oops, playback, random. Why? It's weird that it's not doing the get up attack ever. Well, Uncle Punch is bugging on me. But basically, you can set up a save state kind of like that. I don't know why it's not working right now. I've done this like 5 million times. But, you can set up a save state like that. And Kalindi is really good at stuff like that. There's other Fox mains who are really good. And some people will make like save states that you can just load in, you know, which will give you sort of like reaction test of like, okay, from this position, Fox does an up B. Or from this position, Fox does like a side B, and you kind of can set up for it and then see if you can react to that specific situation over and over. A lot of times, instead of doing it, like, this is more for like training to react or seeing if you can react. A lot of times, I will just literally go into, like, I would just do, let's see, off, and then this is record, and then what I'll do is I'll literally just turn on frame advance, and then be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And be like, okay, so if I reacted to the very first frame of Fox's up smash, I would be able to react around this frame, you know? Or I can do it with the full hop, by being like, okay, so assuming that I can react to the first frame of jump squat, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oop, that was freaking short hop. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'll be like, okay, so if I react to the first frame of Fox's jump squat, and I'm assuming that he's gonna full hop, that's like the first frame I can react to full hop, basically. Okay. Or I'll do something like where I do this, and then sometimes I'll test it where I go, okay, so this is the jump squat, but I still don't know, and like where do I pretty much know that Fox is full hopping? Let's say right here, or even like right here. Then you say, okay, if I confirm that he's already full hopping on this frame, then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then I can confirm Fox is for sure full hopping, and then I can react to it on this frame. And then I'll like kind of see what I can do based on that. And I'll just sort of use this type of reasoning in like a lot of situations to just generally give myself a feeling for like what is reactable and what is not. Because I can do like, oh, can I react to Fox's forward smash? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like, well, not if I'm right in front of him. But if I react like right here, this is 15, you know, if I'm far enough away, then let's say I react to this frame, you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then like, yeah, okay, there's a bunch of frames here. I could definitely, you know, react to Fox whiffing forward smash and punish it. That's kind of like the general approach I will take to like reactability. And I'll just kind of do stuff like that, and just that for me helps out a lot. And just looking at the animations closely to determine the general reactability of things. Okay, I think we're about at an hour. I think that was a pretty productive lesson, though. What are your thoughts? Any extra questions or anything?
Not that I have off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. And you know what you're working on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you
I'm
working
definitely gonna rewatch this.
on? Okay.
Being faster, uh, protecting myself mostly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, move quickly out of your aerials and moves in general, and protect yourself. And those are the things you really got to grind out, and I think that'll help a lot. It'll once you can protect yourself, the whole game opens up. It's like a crazy feeling to not get hit by stupid random stuff all the time. You're like, oh, I can play the game, and then you actually looking at the screen and thinking will benefit you as a player. Where at the level you're at, it probably almost feels like being smart and kind of trying to play smart is hurting you compared to people who just mindlessly press buttons, and that is a very frustrating feeling. So I understand
Yeah.
that. So you just got to get this little basis a little bit better, and I think it'll help you out a lot. I will most likely actually be uploading this lesson to YouTube tonight. I'm kind of going through and just cleaning out everything, trying to get a fresh start on everything tonight. So gonna just be going through and uploading any of the lessons that I've done already that haven't been uploaded. So you should be able to see it up later tonight.
Great.
All right, awesome. I will send you my Venmo info if I haven't done that already.
Great.
All right, awesome,
See
man.
ya.
Have a good night.
You too.
Peace.